BKFC 83 in Italy, featuring Chris Camozzi and Alessio Sakara. This card is what you would call a massive banger, man. I mean, this is on the level of top shelf cards that the BKFC puts on. This fight card in Italy is absolutely sickening, and it's led by Camozzi against Sakara for the cruiserweight belt. But that's just the top. That's just the end of this conversation. We're talking about there's a build up in this conversation, and I might be one to tell you that the fight that I'm most looking forward to is the fight that comes just before that. That is the fight featuring Ben Bonner and Franco Tenaglia in one half of the lightweight tournament. And these two guys, Bonner holding that interim belt, is facing Tenaglia, the former champion who had to vacate his belt. So the leadoff fight for this lightweight tournament with Ben Bonner and Tenaglia on one side, and on in December we got Austin Trout and Luis Palomino on the other side. But you got Ben Bonner, who, man, this guy is he's everything that you look for in a fighter. Watching this guy come in and on 8 days' notice with basically no training and facing Tony Soto in Texas and winning the belt, just absolutely dynamic, a dynamic fighter. I mean, he got brass balls to do that, and but he had an opportunity, he took it, and he's made the most of it. And now here he is right now in the semifinal of this lightweight tournament. That is the fight that I am really interested in. And of course, we want to see what Tenaglia has got because he was the champion and he had a war with Soto. But I tell you what, Ben Bonner dominated Soto. So expect this one to be a slugfest. Expect this one to be a banger between both guys. But starting off with Camozzi and Sakar, Camozzi's 4-1. Sakar won his first fight and he's 1-0. This is a fight. I mean, Sakar is obviously a bit older at 44, whereas Camozzi is 38. Camozzi seems to be the guy that they're going to send to Italy a lot now because of the Italian background. But this is the Italian American versus the Italian, and I like Camozzi to win this fight just based on his experience in BKFC. There's a bit of a side. He's a height advantage. He has I'm presuming he has a reach advantage at 6'3" to 6'1. As it doesn't say it here, but he's a minus 240 coming into this fight. I like Camozzi in this fight, probably via decision, but that should be a fun main event to cap off the night. By the way, the card starts at 2 p.m. on the East Coast on the BKFC app and on Fubo Sports. So definitely check it out. Welcome back once again, everyone, to another edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all continued support of everything that we do in combat sports. We try to talk about as many fight cards as possible across the gamut of fighting organizations, but I'm going to be real. It is a lot. It is a lot. And I understand that I probably haven't been as detailed and focused as I've needed to be, as I've been putting a lot of energy into some other areas of the podcast. As you know, we cover the Miami Hurricanes. We're now getting into the Miami Heat. We haven't not doing too much NFL football, honestly. But then there's also women's basketball, which has been the base of our channel, unintentionally, of course, but it has been a major base of the channel. And so, of course, we have to continue to produce content there. But, BKFC is producing this huge card, and I love the card that we got here. So we're going to talk about this card a lot. Bonner Tenaglia is going to be an absolute slugfest war. I love everything about Ben Bonner. I love his swag. I love his persona. I love his attitude. I love his I don't give a fuck mentality. He reminds me of a guy from South Florida. He's coming in with the damn floral shirts, shirt wide open, the big medallion. I mean, that to me is all South Florida style. He probably should move to Miami because he personifies Miami, in my opinion. I love those British fighters. I mean, I love talking to Gary Fox, another great British fighter. And Bonner's another one. I mean, I try to get this guy in an interview multiple times. We're a 5-6 hour difference. Was never able to do it. I mean, we had time set up, then those were scheduled. Hey, maybe after this fight, we'll finally be able to get him on the podcast. We'll love to be able to finally do it. But I like Bonner in this fight. Then we got Francesco Ricci. He's traveling across the pond. He lives down here in South Florida. He's taking off Joseph Hala. Ricci is 7-2. He's a massive favorite at 5'9", minus 594. By the way, in the Bonner Tenaglia fight, Bonner's the underdog at plus 107, and Tenaglia's at minus 143. Joseph Halal is 1-0, 5'10". There's a sizable size difference here in this fight. I did see that this fight is for a European belt, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that out before I continue, because I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. I don't know, I'm not a humongous fan of this European belt thing. I'm not like I'm just not. I'm not with I'm not with the British belt. I understand the purpose of it. I get it. But I'm not a huge fan of it because just as an example, we got, Gary Fox, who's still the UK champ, but he just got beat by Edgar Plazaola. So you continue to have him as the UK champ, but he just took a pretty significant loss to Plazaola. That's just my thoughts. Obviously everyone has an opinion. Let me see right here and confirm this because I know I saw this right here. I know I saw this right here. Yes, I did confirm it that Francesco Ricci and Joseph Hala is for the European middleweight title. So this one has some large implications in the scope of the BKFC. Even though Ricci lives in South Florida, his press conference was actually pretty entertaining. He is an Italian guy as well, and he talked about the fact that he didn't get on the Florence card, but he's happy to get on this Rome card because when you see this fight, you're probably never going to watch the BKFC again because of the damage and blood that he puts on Joseph Hala. I think that's absolutely hilarious. That's promoting right there. Good job there, Francesco. So that's for the European title at middleweight, and then you have Nico Gaffey returns to the ring after his win over Brandon Allen in an outstanding performance. But Nico Gaffey is the underdog here. I'm actually kind of surprised with the performance he had against Brandon Allen. He's fighting Gel Zegers, who's 1-0, is 5'7". Gaffey's 5'4". Zegers is a minus 163, and this one is for the European featherweight title. So here's another title that's being brought out. I mean, I guess this is and the idea behind it is that you create champions, then these guys have to at some point fight Kai Stewart or whoever is the champion at 145 in the BKFC. So, I mean, I have not seen Gel Zegers fight. He's 1-0. I don't know a lot about him. He's Dutch. His win was over. He got his first win in the UK in June over Toby Binden, who's 2-4. Like I don't know how he is such a sizable favorite, but there's something that I don't know. But this is for the European featherweight title. You got Jimmy Sweeney against Carlos Trinidad Snake. This should be a great fight at welterweight between the former title contender in Trinidad and Jimmy Sweeney. I need to see Trinidad Snake throw punches, man. He can't do what he did against Austin Trout and expect to win fights. You can't drop somebody and then stop throwing. Those are just my thoughts there. So that's a big fight. You have Dan Chapman, who's 6-0 against James Brown. So James Brown is crossing the pond. I do like the fact that the BKFC is sending over American fighters to fight in Italy and not just having this be an Italian card from top to bottom with nothing but Italian and European fighters. This is how you grow your sport to me, by bringing in other guys to create these types of matchups. Brown is a very lanky and powerful guy. He's got a huge height advantage in this fight over Chapman. He's 6'2". He's got a 77-inch reach. 4-1. His only loss was to Howard Davis. And But beyond that, he has won his other four fights in the BKFC. And Dan Chapman at 5-7. There's an 11 each inch reach advantage in this fight. Um, but we'll see what happens. I think I like. By the way, I like Ricci, I like Gaffey, and I like Trinidad. I like James Brown, and you got Walter Pugliese, who's 1-0. This guy doesn't have an inch of skin available on his face or body left for tattoos. He's covered them all. He's got them all covered up. He's facing Carl Thompson at the cruiserweight division. Carl Thompson is 4-0, and you know this is another good opportunity within the BKFC that they're bringing a guy over from the UK to fight in Italy. This should be a really fun scrap right here between these two men, and I'm liking Carl Thompson in this fight. Then you got Hazi Hepi and Christoph Wisniewski. Hazi Hepi is a big, powerful guy. He's 1-0. He's 6'3". Wisniewski is 2-0, 6-3, 6'3" as well. Hepi's a sizable favorite in this fight. He had his first fight previously in Italy, and I do like Hepi in this fight. And you have Andrea Beachy and Tomas Melis. Beachy is the guy who fought Chris Camozzi on short notice in what was it, in April or whatever, whenever they went to Italy. Um, he's 4-2, 5'11". You know he's got that dog in him. He's gonna fight hard. Melise is a -134, a slight favorite. But I like Beachy, man. He has the experience of having the big fight, and I like him getting the job done in this fight. The fights that start off the night, you have Marian Iovita versus Paulo Zorzi. This guy, Paulo Zorzi, looks like an absolute fucking tank. Holy Lord, that guy looks big. He's 46 years old, man. This is his first BKFC fight. What is his nickname? The Immortal. Whew. And Marian Iovita is never fought in the BKFC either. He is 47 years old. This is Il Padrino. Wow, okay. So I have no idea. I'll be real. I have no idea. Then you have Enzo Tobia as 1-0 against Quadia Turgui. Tobia is 1-0. Turgui has never fought in the BKFC. It's a middleweight fight. And Ernesto Papa is the main fight of the undercard, the free undercard, against Fred Sicking. Papa's 1-0. Fred Sicking has never fought in the BKFC. So these are your first three fights of the night. And this card, man, is gonna be a big one. It's gonna deliver heavy because you have a lot of big time fighters on this fight, a lot of well known guys on this fight card, and this is the type of fight card that I enjoy. This is the one where it's like it doesn't matter whether it's the first fight of the main card or the last fight of the main card. All these fights have implications on the landscape of the BKFC. And like, for example, obviously the Camozzi Sakara fights for a belt. That speaks for itself. Obviously, the Bonner Tenaglia fight is for an opportunity to fight for the lightweight championship, probably sometime in the spring. I'm guessing probably around April. So you have that fight. You have the crossing over from different countries. Camozzi coming from the U.S. Yeah, Sakara lives in Florida, as far as I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he lives in Florida. So you got Camozzi and Sakara, but Sakara is Italian-born guy. You got these guys going to Italy. This is where the BKFC has got to take it, where you have guys that are not fighting in their backyards, and that's one of the things that if there's one thing that I can give critique on is the guys in the UF in the BKFC, like I'll just give it examples, like the Brian El Gallo Durans, even the Perdomos, the Justin Ibarolas, these guys from South Florida that you are Howard Davis, these guys from South Florida that are BKFC born and bred type of dudes, right? These are the guys that have got to start fighting outside of South Florida. And I understand there's a financial component to it, but those are the guys that you're building into stars, right? Even Luis Palomino, I know he's up there in age, he's in his 40s already, but you got a guy right there where to me, you could fight him in other locations and not just fight him in South Florida. Like, I don't know how many fights he has left. Maybe that's part of it, but these guys that you've built up from the BKFC. I mean, like AJ Rodriguez. I mean, that guy should be that guy could fight outside of South Florida, outside of Florida. Period. You want to build to me, this is just building brand. Their brands, because you build their brands and they're building your brand. Because Joy Boy is a joy to watch. This guy is a fun ass fighter to watch. Who was it? Bryce Henry. They just sent him to Indiana. Yo, that's big time. This dude is playing chess in between rounds. He is incredible in a talent. I would tell you this: Bryce Henry, Julian Lane for a title should not be in Florida. Put that somewhere else. Let people see these guys live. They need to. And Julian Lane has a background in the UFC, but Bryce Henry is all BKFC. So getting these guys that you've built up and moving them around the country, around the world, in fact, like Kai Stewart. I would bring Kai Stewart everywhere. Like that guy, I'd bring him everywhere. Christine Faria, I would bring her everywhere. Jessica Borga, I'd bring her everywhere. Obviously, Mike Perry sells himself, but these BKFC fighters, that's just my thought. And obviously, it's not my money, but Francesco Ricci traveling from Florida to fight Hala. Nico Gaffey's not even, I don't think he's from Italy. Where is he from? He's from Spain. So, you have him going from Spain to Italy. Again, you're crossing country lines. Trinidad lives in Nebraska, I think, or Oklahoma. I know he lives in the middle, Omaha, maybe he's in Omaha, Nebraska. I know he lives in the Midwest, in the U.S. So you have this guy travel across the world. Jimmy Sweeney, I believe he's British, right? Yeah, he's from the UK. So you have these guys, they're fighting in Italy. I think that's awesome. James Brown, he's from the U.S. I think he's from North Carolina. He's from North Carolina? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's from North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. So you got the guy here who's traveling. Carl Thompson's from the UK traveling. Dan Chapman is from the UK traveling. So I love this card because it's bringing fighters that people may not have seen, especially these American fighters, and it's going to make this card dynamite, man. I think this is a great thing that the BKFC's done for this fight card. I don't glaze. You know this. By now, I'm critical. I say what I think. This is how you build this shit up. I don't think you need 50 events a year. I don't. I think that you can do 25 or 30. I know that's obviously against what they're doing, but I think you can 25 or 30, but you got guys fighting all over the world. Like this fight card in South Florida come December is going to be dynamite, sure. But we've all seen these guys fight. We need to see some dudes down here like who are from outside of Florida. Bring those guys down to Florida. I mean, King Kai had the balls to come to Florida and fight and defend a belt. That's balls, bro. That's balls. For all, that's guts galore, man. I love it. And that's how you build these guys up. Those are my thoughts. This fight card is gonna be a beast. Again, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. BKFC app and the Fubo. How do I say Fubo? I always say Fubo Sports. Be sure to check it out, man. That's it for this edition of Combat Corner. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Appreciate y'all. Remember, we have 2 channels. We have at Come On Now, the podcast, our main channel, and this one here, at Combat Corner Fight Network. Please check out both channels. We appreciate y'all. Subscribe, like, follow, comment. Let us know. Come on now.
Up and down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. Up and down through the blood and the sweat. And I ain't close to being done yet. I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. And I ain't close to being done yet. I'm going all in. Yeah. They know I'm going all in. Through the blood and the sweat. Y'all know we ain't close to being done yet. I'm going all in. I've been down from the jump. Ain't no love lost, we just really doing us. Go and take your seat, looking silly getting up. Y'all know what it is, let me tell them what it was. It was 24/7 on